Ah.
All right. Hello, everybody. It is that time of the day. With your illustrious host, Infernal Dragon, Dragon's Fury.
Hello.
And we are most likely all right. We're recording this before the storm hits. For those who don't know, we are based out of Florida. And for the most part, we should be fine. We are not in an area of major concern. So pretty sure.
And if anyone has listened to an epic musical, just have a storm playing in the background, and you'll be able to experience it with us.
Yep. See, you're perfectly content. That being said, in due tradition, we have gained a new geographic location of someone who has listened to the podcast, or at least the illusion of listening to the podcast. That's all that matters, is that it shows up. So we are going to go to the list, and here we go. So obviously, we thank everybody in our home country, in the U.S., in the States. We're not really all that united right now, so we're just the States. Shout out to the individuals down under in Australia, in the land of the rising sun, Japan, our estranged parents in the United Kingdom, our estranged neighbors up north, Canada, our lovely partiers in Brazil. We have Indonesia, Singapore, and Mexico for our basement dwellers, technically. I know that sounds messed up, but it's fine.
That's a bit messed up.
It's fine. We love our basement. We have our friends in India, we have our friends in South Africa, we have the Irish, we have the Colombians, we have the Swedish, we have the Serbians, the Germans, the Russians, the Belgians. I don't know for those in Kuwait, because realistically I know who it was who was in Kuwait, and he's one of us here on the state side, but it still counts. Kuwait, we have Mozambique here, Finland, Malawi, Norway, the Falkland Islands, Vietnam, Panama, Taiwan, Malta, the Republic of Lithuania, whatever you guys do over there, thanks. The Netherlands, Austria, Greece, and our newest individuals, Israel, which is mildly concerning, but also helpful, maybe? I'm not sure. Things
we're
are
happy
kind
to
of
have
rough
you.
over there. But yes, we are happy to have you. Shout out to everyone who's been listening on the YouTube ever since we started porting over to YouTube due to Google going down. Thank you everybody that is on our main hub in the Spotify and elsewhere. I think we're still on Apple too, but I don't get the analytics for Apple. So if you're listening through Apple, shout out to you guys. We're making the world go round. News. We have officially applied to Megacon 2025 to do a panel there with Apollo Black 115. So we are just waiting for our yes, because in my mind we already have been accepted and I just need it to be official. Whew.
Yeah, that was definitely definitely an interesting experience signing up for that thing.
Yes.
It's like what is your content? Everything.
Yes, we are quite the variety, but we did narrow it down. So everything right now is in pre-planning. There will be updates along the way as we come. More details are fleshed out as I figure out everything in greater detail. We already have a running list of what's going to be. I can provide you the title. The title would be Welcome to the Den, being the main hosting of it being the Dragon's Den, i.e. me and him, and then also my buddy Apollo joining in, who is just glad to be a part of things. So that is where we stand now. There will be more stuff.
Now we wait to see what the verdict will be, since I'm sure there'll be a lot of different panelists.
The verdict will be yes, we will be a panelist. We must believe. That being said, there will be a uptick of streams for the reason of bringing more traffic towards us up to that event. In the unlikely event that we do not get selected to be a panelist, we will be doing VODs and for both channels while we are there. Me and Inferno will be there for all 4 days. I know Apollo will be going for 2.
We're gonna be dead.
We will be dead, but it will be so much fun. It's always so much fun when we go. So we'll be doing vlogs.
My wallet screams.
And various things that will be posted pretty much kind of after the fact because the Wi-Fi sucks there. So I'm not getting anything streamed live.
I refuse to use public Wi-Fi.
And yeah, we're not going to be able to use public Wi-Fi at all. So everything will come after the fact, but we will have content from there. We will do like we did last time with the photo dump. So be sure to be a subscriber because that gives you access to all of the content that we do for that weekend. Obviously, we're going to share with our free people. But if you really want the whole ins and outs and the shebangs and the behind the scenes and all the fun stuff like that we do last time we posted this stuff, join in the either Patreon or be a subscriber on Spotify, and that gives you the access for the month or however long you subscribe and supporting. So that should cover all the housekeeping, and the episode is brought to you by, we don't have sponsors. We're working on it, but we don't have one.
One day.
One day, yes. And yeah, so first question. How far behind are you in Daily Life of the Immortal King?
Ugh, frack. Is there a new season?
There's the 4.
Okay, then I don't think I've watched that one yet.
Okay. When I tell you season 4 is so freaking good and basically has ruined every other anime to come that does not meet this season's standards. I would not be exaggerating.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god. It is so, the story, like, obviously it's not like super serious as it is because it's, you know, it's a comedy kind of like lighthearted or whatever.
Very comedy focused.
But there is still a very deep and intricate story that goes on in this show, overarching all of the seasons. And 4 basically kind of gives the big reveals of how everything has been connected up to this point. Like, nothing was really random. Like, it just seems like, oh, wacky antics of the day of the most OP motherfucker.
Yeah.
Nah, they weren't random, my guy. They weren't random.
Sure seemed that way.
It sure seemed like that, but they weren't random. And of course, they stayed in true fashion with all of the nods to the other brands and the stuff. A little spoiler, but not too crazy. There's a shout out to League.
You're kidding me.
No, it is the funniest thing ever.
Oh god. Alright, yeah, I need to get to this.
Because you know they compete, they have a team.
Yes.
So they did a shout out. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
So they stayed true. The fight that I just watched last night was so well animated that no one will ever convince me of anything less of like animation styles of anime. So I was like, oh, the fights are okay. But it was like, and it doesn't look like that fight. No, no. No, you're being lied to. There is so much better that could be done and given to you on a regular basis as the standard of animation in the year of our anime lords and possible saviors, 2024.
I don't know. Mappa has done some really good fights.
And it must be that standard or hype. Like, there should be no more blurs of characters because it was like, oh, they're moving so fast. I do not care. The cameraman is the fastest in the all existence. I need to see that shit in 4K.
I need to see the cameraman. No,
I'm not trying to break reality. let's slow our roll here, my guy.
We must see the true speedster.
I want to see it in clear, crisp color. So that is I need you to watch 4 because I got like 2 episodes left because the site I was using had went down and I found another one that has it, but they're not the best because they don't have the current season of Slime, and I'm like, that's annoying, but they have they have Bleach.
Oh, sorry, I forgot Bleach started back up.
Bleach started back up, yes. And I'm thoroughly upset. I haven't started back yet.
And Bleach is not on Crunchyroll.
So I'm just like,
what is Bleach on? I hate all these streaming services.
Alright, so
it's freaking Hulu.
Yeah, like it's one of those things. Like, this is why I do it the way I do it, because I'm just like, no, I'm not paying for all this.
Well, the thing is, like the one site I was using that basically had everything, it got taken down.
Yeah, because
it's illegal.
Because big business.
Yeah.
So.
Damn it.
So yeah, it's super duper prompto. Now, rant time. I have been targeted by the unfortunate gods, and I don't know why, because I have been given ads for very high quality B-listing dramas, like short dramas, that have intrigued me, but are basically stuck behind a paywall. And I don't appreciate it. Because it's not like here's a few bucks for, a month for the service of our library, No. It is like 3 times that for a week.
Really?
Yeah. So
they want your money.
They do. They're money grubbing, and it's absolutely annoying because, like I said, there are these very interesting short dramas that I want to be a part of, but I cannot due to the fact of it costing way too much for a membership. Now,
yeah.
Let me give you the breakdown of this particular app, right? So, 2 types. So basically, like 2 ways of doing this. You can do coins, which is the real money to their currency.
Yeah.
Terrible conversion rate. First off,
my transactions.
Terrible conversion rate. So for $5, you only get 50 coins.
Wait, really?
Yeah. For $10, you'll get 100 coins plus a bonus 50, which is right now a limited time offer. So it's probably like a first time top up kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's probably like one of the yearly things.
For 8, to be fair, I'm rounding up. It's the 90, like $4.99,
Yeah.
99.9, like bullshit. So for $18, you get 180 coins plus a bonus 20, and then for $30, you get 300 coins with a bonus of 105. Right? Okay. Now, and then you have your free, like you can do a free 5 ads to get 5 episodes like a day, right? Now, let me tell you how much it costs for an episode. So this particular episode,
800.
No, not that much. 5.
Oh, okay.
So for $5, if it was to stay like that, I would be able to theoretically get a decent amount of episodes watched for, $5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thing is that they're not all consistently the same price.
Really?
And that's what's super annoying. So, but for the most part, they're 5, right? Mind you, it's a service, right? So there's multiple different series, right? So for $5, I barely can get through a good portion of one series. I can't even do anything with I couldn't even watch multiples. If I wanted to watch multiples, I'd have to spread it out and be super spread out of okay, here's episode 1 of this one, and then episode 1 of this one, episode 1 of this one. Or if they were giving you the first 5 episodes, unlock free, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Terrible conversion rate, not fun, right? The other way is that for a membership, it's $18 per week, which will give you per week, which will give you unlimited access to all series for 1 week, right? Auto renew per usual, right? We don't even pay that kind of money for the regular streaming services a month.
Yeah, no,
that is the biggest level of horseshit.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Absolute dog water. And then $200 per year, right? And like I said, I'm annoyed because it's not the best of acting. I equate it to Hallmark, right?
Yeah.
Entertaining. You don't hate yourself for watching it, and you don't expect too much. There's a lot of ones where it's okay, you obviously know what the plot's going to be, but it's still an enjoyable plot. It is what it is, right? That's what these are. It's pretty obvious how it's going to play out, but it's still a good plot. Like I said, B+. I want to see these things. Do I choose to go watch Hallmark on my days off? No. But I have also spent more than 5 hours at any given time when I've gone back to the parents' house and watched Hallmark with my mother.
Well,
so
I mean, if you're gonna watch it, that's probably the only time you would.
Yeah, but I didn't hate it. I'm not gonna be oh my god, that was 5 hours wasted. No, I just watched 5 hours of Hallmark.
Unless it's really bad Hallmark.
I don't think that exists.
I never watched it.
I really don't. And I've been doing this for, it's pretty much like a tradition around when the holidays come, and I'm, when I'm always at my parents' place, because I just do that. Yeah, there's always a movie being recorded or being played, so it's yes, we have seen it, yes, it's obvious, but it's not bad. Yeah, so I don't think bad Hallmark exists, and if it does, I don't want to know, because I will not have my delusion tainted by such filth.
Filth?
Yeah. And so I'm mad about that. And then the ads keep coming and showing me more interesting stories. And I'm you guys suck. Why do you keep showing me something that I want to watch and then have these outrageous prices for it, right? I'm just also, the other problem I have with it.
Because they know you'll watch it.
I would, but I'm not going to pay for it, because it's too much. Also, the conversion rate for time spent is just not good, right? So again, they're short dramas, which means for those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's like watching a series on YouTube Shorts. At most, they're a minute long per quote-unquote episode, right? And so it's you can, well, why don't you watch the ads to get a free episode? You can do five a day. Yeah, well, those ads are about 30 seconds each. So what you're telling me is that I'm spending half of the time that I would for this episode trying to get the ability to watch the episode.
Yes.
That's a terrible conversion.
They just really want to sell you stuff.
They really do, and it's not working at all. It's just making me more and more aggravated. And hate ads that much more.
I mean, no one likes ads.
So it was a thing. And then also there was another app which started all of this that had the conversion where it was like, oh, you watch an ad, you get bonus coins, this, whatever, right? The coins expired. So you couldn't even save up enough to watch an episode in time because they would expire before you had enough to watch the episode.
You need to stay away from these really shitty services.
I'm not paying for them. And
but they're finding you.
Of course they're finding me because I like story. You can't tell me.
And that's how they get you.
You can't tell me that if I was to tell you that a woman who was pulling a Mulan, and by pulling a Mulan I mean she was dressing like a dude and was going out to war, became a top general, almost dies in the process, decides, fuck it, if I'm getting taken out, I'm getting taken out as who I am, proceeds to go back into said fight, just saying, hey, here it is, I'm a chick this whole time, we're doing what we're doing, turns the tide of the engagement, wins it all, becomes a decorated general, goes back home, gets married for the sake of her mother's wishes, sends her husband off to war, and is like, hey, I will be here when you get back, and our vows, blah, 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 whatnot. Homie comes back and says he wants to marry somebody else. You mean to tell him you don't want to see how that plays out?
I already know it's going to play out. You're going to get bitched up with a sword.
Funny you should say that. It wasn't a sword. Homie did get slapped, though.
Alright.
Yeah. Come on. There's so much good, talented writers out there, and these actors and actresses giving these great performances in such a condensed time to intrigue you and bring you into the world that has been built and whatnot.
Now, if only their stuff wasn't on those surfaces.
Yeah. That's the catch-22. It's good stuff you want to watch, but in a place that you don't actually want to watch it. And that is...
I feel like at that point it's when you just put on YouTube Shorts or something.
And it's just like, YouTube has enough money. I will say it doesn't have enough money when it starts giving me some of it. So, then we'll be fine. So, until then, YouTube has enough money. Come on. So, that is my rant of the day. Of what has collectively pissed me off and what has me hyped beyond reason, because I'm going to finish the season today because I got 2 episodes left, and I hope that they wrap it up in season 5. And after if they keep going at like a season 5, like if they don't like add more to what's actually going on and like they don't like resolve some things, it needs to stop. Like it's reaching that point where it's like, okay, this is getting old.
Like, enough is enough.
Yeah, enough is enough. Like, if we haven't added to it being like, okay, it's essentially if they don't tell, like, if more people don't find out about him, and...
I don't know how they don't already know about him.
It is, oh, dude, I can't wait until you watch season 4. It is the funniest thing of denial you will ever watch. It is
dear Lord.
Funniest thing of denial. And the craziest thing of the person who does know trying to keep it under wraps and, omnisciently looking at it, not doing a good enough job.
Oh, no.
But, the magic of plot armor and the fact that you could write the universe the way you want to, it protects him from this. But, like I said, if more people don't come to terms with that it is, like, he is who he is, or there's, like, not a addition to, like, a...
It's like literally season 1, he made a new son.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he made a new son, and his power was question marks on a national ranking board. Like, hello?
Yeah. 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 Some fun stuff does get answered, like why he's obsessed. Well, the true reason why he's obsessed with the crispy noodles, because they gave us a reason, but there's another reason, and it is the funniest thing ever.
Okay. See, that's what I want to know.
So yeah, that gets answered, and yeah, it's some definite fun things to be had. And then, of course, I went back and rewatched some fun light ones like Farming Isekai, because a clip from that came up again, and I was like, fine, I'll watch it again. Because that one was just so entertaining. And then chilling in my 30s after getting fired from Damon's Army, I wanted more of that one, mainly
That was a good one.
Mainly just to say, what the fuck is actually the Demon King?
Yeah, that's fair. I forget, did that have a second season?
No.
No?
Or at least none that I have found.
Let me see.
Because I need to know what he actually is. Also, what the fuck does he possibly look like if Dario looks at him?
True. Okay, yeah, no, there's not a season 2 yet. I feel like it was announced that there will be.
Also, his explanation of like what he looks like was the greatest way of giving a backhanded compliment, like in its truest form. Like, it was a compliment to one person and an absolute insult to someone else, but also being an insult to him at the same time. Because remember when Gazarov, or whatever the fuck his name is, like his demon dad, was talking to the Demon King, and he's just like this menacing dragon. And then it's like, he explains, he was like, oh, like, I don't know what I look like to you. Like, because what I look like to people is based solely off of their power, right? So if I look like, a badass, that's all you, big boy, so good job, right? But then at the same time, you're like, wait a minute, he looked like a tiny child when the prince was talking with them. And it was like, oh, he said you ain't shit.
No, like, that's like the quickest way to just like talk so much smack about your own son.
So the Demon King said, hey, you got stronger, but to us, the viewer, was like, also, your kid ain't shit. Which is also why you're talking to me, because you're mad about your one kid being a dick to the other kid. And yeah, just the three father table was just so funny.
God, that was so awkward.
But there was no reason for it to be awkward. It was just a point of fact. It's being like,
well,
hey.
No, I know. The awkward part was the fact that, like, as the viewer, like, where all three of them stand. It's just like,
Right, but it's the true power of a grandbaby. That's what it is. It's the power of a grandchild. Like, could literally bring together two sides of a warring thing, all for the sake, because it's your grandchild. And the nerdy uncle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And I was like, I just needed a little bit like more of like kind of like a flesh out with like the other like the characters, because like his wife definitely is packing some heat of power, but she's just kind of like
that's an understatement.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just I'm just a girl.
Literally goes in for a hug and sends him like across town.
You literally have to launch yourself up in the air to divert the momentum of your wife coming in for a hug.
It's like, yeah, no, she ain't a regular person.
Yeah, no, she's definitely not a regular person. So with that, we bid you all adieu. We hope you enjoyed the ranting and shamblings of myself and the side commentary of Infernal, and we will see you on the next episode.
See you next time.